Shedeur Sanders shows up and shocks the Browns. Something about this whole thing just feels kinda weird. 1 week, Shedeur Sanders can't play because of some oblique injury. There's no real video. The news is super vague. No real timeline. Just a weird quiet. Then, all of a sudden, Shedeur shows up at Browns practice and totally stuns the coaches, players, even the insiders. And the wildest part? Every single highlight, every video clip, every coach and player reaction shows one thing. Shedeur Sanders doesn't look hurt at all. In fact, he looks even better than before. He's throwing super long passes, hitting every play perfectly, and totally taking over the field. And just like that, the Browns' quiet quarterback crew got a whole lot louder. Now everybody's asking the same weird question. Was Shedeur ever actually hurt? Or was that whole injury story maybe fake, made to slow down the hype? Because if you're seeing what's going on at Browns camp, it doesn't look like Shedeur's coming back. It looks like he's taking over. When a brand new rookie quarterback walks into practice and changes the whole vibe of the team, when regular old players literally stop what they're doing just to watch him throw, when your head coach forgets what to say, then you gotta wonder if the injury story was part of a big plan. So what's the real story here? Was Shedeur being hidden on purpose? Or did the coaches just not believe in him that much? Because whatever the team was trying to keep quiet just exploded in public. And now everybody's watching. The fans, the players, even the team staff. This isn't just about one player coming off an injury. This might be the start of a giant QB mess that changes everything. Let's go over exactly what happened, because what Shedeur Sanders just did could totally change the Browns forever. Right from the start, something didn't seem right. The Browns said Shedeur Sanders had an oblique injury. It's like a sore muscle, but somehow it kept him out of all the real action during one of the most important parts of camp. And still, no real videos, no health updates, no interviews, just plain silence. And let's be real, since when does a small muscle pull keep the NFL's most talked about rookie off the field for this long? Even weirder, the timing. The injury news came out right before a preseason game, where people were excited to finally see Shedeur do his thing. The buzz was everywhere. Fans were pumped. And then, gone. Fans were told not to panic. Coaches said everything was fine. But still, some insiders were already talking. Because Shedeur Sanders didn't look like a guy who was trying to heal. He looked more like someone being hidden from the world. And just when everyone started believing he was not ready, he comes back. And not just jogging or tossing softballs. Nope, he came back looking like an unstoppable machine. So what was with that injury? Because right now, it doesn't look like he's healing. It looks like he's been set free. There was no big team announcement, no press meeting, just a few practice videos hitting social media. And next thing you know, Shedeur Sanders was the only name people in Cleveland were talking about. The so-called injured rookie came back to training, and suddenly, the whole mood changed. From the second, the whole place felt different. Coaches didn't yell plays. They watched. Players stopped mid-practice to look over, and fans who caught the clips online all said the same thing. Wait a sec, was this guy really hurt? Because Shedeur didn't look slow or stiff. He looked on fire. His feet, quick as ever. His throw, smooth. His arm, crazy strong. He was zipping balls across the field, dropping long throws like magic, hitting tight spots perfectly, and didn't look rusty at all. Meanwhile, players, big-time pros, actually paused what they were doing just to watch. That kind of thing never happens unless something real is going down. Receivers were all smiles after every throw. The defense? They knew Shedeur was for real. And then there was Coach Kevin Stefanski, totally quiet, watching like a guy who just saw, because this wasn't just a rookie coming back, this was someone taking command. Which makes you wonder, if Shedeur Sanders can throw like this while hurt, what is really going on inside the Browns? And why are they still acting like it's no big deal? Kevin Stefanski usually doesn't show much emotion, but that day, he couldn't hide what was happening. You could see it from the sideline, the folded arms, the focused stare, the double checks with his assistants. This wasn't a coach watching a healed player. It was a coach realizing he had a quarterback problem. Because what Shedeur Sanders did wasn't just good for a rookie getting healthy. It was fire. He was in control, nailed his timing. His throws had that zip. He proved he was 100% ready. Toss after and worst of all, he doesn't have any more easy answers when people ask about the quarterback. And if you listen close to how Stefanski talked to the press after, you can hear it. He used phrases like, "He's doing fine, we'll see, taking it step by step." Come on, you don't say that after a lights-out practice unless you're buying time. Stefanski wasn't seeing an injury rebound. He was seeing a big change coming fast. And like it or not, the press wasn't going to ignore it. Because no matter how hard the Browns tried to hold things down, to cool things off, to slow the attention, Shedeur came in too hot to hide. So why does it feel like the Browns weren't even ready for this moment? Buckle up, because the deeper we dig into this, the more it feels like the Browns were totally in on this from the start. Here's where things start to look kinda shady. Because once you zoom out and really think about what's been going on, this doesn't look like a mix-up. It looks like a setup. Think about how it all happened. Shedeur Sanders gets hurt just a few days before a big preseason game. He suddenly can't play during a chance to show the world what he's got. No sideline news, no medical details, only vague coach talk. Now, fast forward. Shedeur returns to the field looking super sharp, like even stronger than before the injury. His moves were snappy, his throws fast and strong, his smarts right on point. Does that sound like someone just getting over being injured? Or does it sound like a plan? Because here's a theory some folks in suits don't want to admit. What if the Browns already knew how good Shedeur was, but didn't want the media to blow things up too fast? What if they made up this injury to calm everyone down for a bit? Let him lie low for a week, take the heat off, lower the noise, then surprise people with some smooth highlights and call it practice, not promotion. Turn him into a secret comeback story. Roll out the future QB slowly and carefully. It wouldn't be the first time a team did that. NFL teams pull these tricks all the time to help rookies get less pressure and keep the vets looking like top dogs. But the problem is, this one went off the rails because Shedeur didn't just come back in, he came back and owned it. And now the Browns might have totally lost control of the story they were trying to write. And guess what? Some media people finally caught on. As soon as the videos came out online, all the sports talk folks in Cleveland, some were like, "It's just practice," or worse, "He got lucky." Others tried to switch back to Kenny Pickett or talk about how experienced QBs bring calm. You know, the usual. Ignore the rookie, protect the vet, act like nothing big just happened. But here's the real deal. You don't waste time downplaying nothing. You only do that when someone is shaking up the system. And right now, Shedeur Sanders is doing just that. Listen to Cleveland radio guy Tony Rizzo. He didn't try to cover anything up. He said it straight. The Browns are wasting time if they don't get Shedeur in the mix. Deep down, you can hear some of the local media getting tired. They've seen this team mess up QB choices for years. Draft busts, washed vets, short stays, nothing sticks. And now, this kid shows up ready to lead, and they know it. They saw his footwork. They saw the rockets he threw. They saw how cool he looked running things. And now they're asking, finally, why isn't Shedeur already getting a real shot? When the press starts fighting the team's story, you know things are about to change. And this isn't some overhype. It's real nerves. Not because Shedeur's not ready, but because it looks like he's been ready the whole time. And while reporters argue all over TV and radio, there's one group that's not confused at all. The players who actually line up and run plays with him, they already know what's up. Forget the reporters and coaches. Want to know who's really winning the QB fight? Ask the dudes in the huddle. And right now, Shedeur Sanders owns that huddle already. Several people say that during that wild practice, it wasn't just the staff paying attention. Guys like defensive leader Myles Garrett, a huge name in that locker room, were talking about Shedeur after camp. He doesn't toss out compliments just like that. But when someone feels different, he knows. Shedeur felt different. Receivers started running cleaner routes. Tight ends chased catch chances harder. Running backs showed extra effort. Even defensive guys cheered like fans after great throws. That's not fake. That's real team vibes. That's how leaders are made, and nobody made it up for cameras. That kind of trust only happens when teammates believe in you. And you don't win over a team by tricking them. Every throw, every play, every right read during camp, players watched it all and decided, yeah, he's real. They already know who gives them the best chance to win. And it's not the hurt vet. It's not the quiet rookie with no voice. It's the guy who came in, balled out, and made the doubters quiet down. And from how everybody's talking about that practice, they're not just noticing Shedeur. They're waiting for the coaches to catch up. But while Shedeur gets the buzz, the rest of the QBs not doing much. While Shedeur was lighting up practice and becoming the talk of the team, the other QBs, well, they weren't doing anything wild. Let's talk about Dillon Gabriel. Word from practice says he was mostly just standing off to the side, watching, waiting, kind of fading into the background. He didn't give off leader energy, didn't take control, didn't make big plays. He wasn't bad. He just didn't stand out. And in the NFL, if people forget you, you might already be on the way out. Now, Kenny Pickett, still hurt, still getting better. So yeah, he's missing chances. In the NFL, especially during camp, injuries equal someone else taking your spot. And yep, Joe Flacco's still around. Still the wise old player. Still looked at as a vet. But let's be real, he's not the long-term plan. He's there to help, fill time, give advice. Not the next 5-year guy. But now, someone new has shown up. Shedeur didn't come in just to try. He walked into a room full of experience and beat all of them. Not in hopes or dreams, in plays, in energy, in what actually happened. The dominoes are falling, the power is shifting. And while the Browns aren't saying it out loud yet, behind closed doors, the QB chart is changing. And the big question now is, how long are the Browns gonna act like they can't see it? This isn't just this is way bigger. This could be something the Browns haven't had in forever. A real QB who makes his team believe again, excites fans, and totally changes how people talk about the Browns. Real talk. Browns fans have been through heck with QB messes. So many busts, weird trades, old stopgaps, off-field issues. It's been a mess of bad quarterback choices. Now, out of nowhere, the answer shows up. And instead of going with it, the team looks like they're more worried about who gets to lead first, telling vets to go first, telling rookies to wait. Here's the thing. The team's not waiting. The fans aren't either. And the media's not buying the old lines anymore. Because what Shedeur did wasn't just cool. It busted open the whole situation. He's not just full of promise. He's NFL ready now. He learns fast. He moves smart. He throws with confidence. He's not some few years down the road kind of quarterback. He's right now material. And in a division full of tough talents and small chances for mistakes, you don't keep your best player in a box. You let him play. Because every day the Browns wait for the right time, they're not saving anything. They're wasting something huge. And in the NFL, where chances to win come and go real fast, Cleveland might be holding back the best shot they've had in a really, really long time.